Caregiver Support Network. This is Erin.
Hey, good morning, you guys. Welcome to our Sunday meditation. I know I haven't recorded these for a while, but I'm going to record ours today because I'm excited to just kind of teach you something new that I'm going to be trying with meditation, and kind of an opportunity for you to really create more presence in your day too. So I have been reading this book. You've probably seen it if you're on my stories and things, because I share every single day what I'm learning from this book. It's called High Performance Habits by Brendon Bruchard. And it's really about kind of aligning with some specific things in your life, 6 actually. I don't know what he calls them, but just areas, I guess. So clarity, energy, necessity, productivity, influence, and courage. And so I've been learning a lot about energy, right? And how to really just lift your energy, create higher energy every single day. And so one thing that Brendon taught in that section is that when we move from task to task, a lot of times we don't allow ourselves to really think about and be present in what we want to do as we're moving into that next task, right? So instead of really kind of it's all kind of about the feeling, right? Controlling that feelings that we want to have with everything that we're doing in our life. So, but when we don't stop, like we're just busy, we run from getting up in the morning to doing our workout, to taking a shower, to driving to work, to doing the work, to taking care of our kids, right? Like just moving through all of those things. If we take the opportunity to really decide how we want to feel moving into each of those transitions, we can create a different level of energy for those, right? And I thought this was really interesting, and I actually just kind of applied just even that, like thinking when going into something like, how do I want to feel, in this task? And I did it. I'll probably cry because it just was really cool. But I went into it last Sunday. Every month we do like a one-on-one kind of meeting with our kids. And so in last month, like we talked about some hard stuff, and I feel like they all like didn't leave well, right? Like they felt kind of like picked on, that they weren't doing enough, that they weren't good enough. And I was like, that is definitely not how we wanted them to leave those conversations feeling, right? So as we approach to have those, I just thought, how do I want them to feel leaving these meetings? And I wanted them to feel that they were loved. I wanted them to feel like they were doing a good job at the things they were doing. I wanted them to feel excited about goals and things that they wanted to talk about, like all of those things. And I just really felt like that happened, right? And it's just more than we think, setting the intention of how we want something to be or to feel will create those feelings, right? So because even though we have circumstances and emotions around those circumstances, we still get to control how we feel about those emotions, or what those emotions bring up for us, right? Those feelings, emotions and feelings are very different. Anyway, so another thing that Brendon taught in this book was that to just release a lot of that tension that we carry from activity to activity during the day, right? So he calls it release tension, set intention. And it's basically just kind of a trigger anytime that you're moving from one thing to the next, to take a moment and stop and just let that tension release. So like last week we did the body scan, right? And it's just a great way to kind of bring that presence and focus back to releasing that tension from your body. And so we do that every time you transition from any activity, right? So there's lots of transitions, whether, for me, from getting up to getting dressed, to pushing play on your workout, to getting breakfast, to getting your kids up, right? So there's a lot of those transitions, but just taking a quick second to pause breathe, and even say to yourself, release tension, set intention. So as you're walking into that next thing, how do I want to act, right? Like I wish I'd had this when I was working and we had crazy mornings where I had to get my kids to school and get to a morning meeting at work or get to a client site, right? I just think how many times like I left my kids going to school not feeling how I wanted them to because my mind was already like 3 things ahead, right? Instead of just thinking, I want them to feel loved and walk into school excited for the day. If I would have just had that and then allowed that to go and then reset myself to work on the next thing, I just wonder how much better would that have been, right? So I hope that's something that this can help you to do. So this is a I guess a meditation from Brendon. So I went ahead and looked it up because he talks about how he uses this release meditation technique. And it's really not anything special. It's really just a mantra that he uses. And it's saying that word over and over again, release, release, release. And just repeating that to yourself to allow yourself to let that go and just focus and be present. So again, this is, meditation doesn't necessarily need to be guided, and hear someone talking all the time. It's really kind of just bringing one word or a phrase or a mantra can really help us to focus in. So that's what I'm want us to do today is release. So we're going to listen to this for 10 minutes. I'm going to set a timer so that we have that. This is a YouTube video. You can YouTube this if you want, but it's really just Brendon starting us out with that mantra of release, and then continue that in your mind for the next 10 minutes and allow yourself to be present. And when we stop, I want you to set that intention of how you want to feel as you go into whatever it is you're moving into when we leave this meditation. Okay, ready?
Okay, go ahead and close your eyes and just sit up nice and casual, confident, but in a dignified way. Close your eyes now. And I'll start you, and again, I'll chime in later to keep you back on the mantra, but let's begin. Release, 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 release,
Hey, it's Ted McGrath. When I first started online, I started using video presentations.
Okay, breathe in through my nose and then out through this.
Dang it. Sorry, Erin. What a
People ask me
terrible
all the
thing.
time.
I don't even know what happened. Let's try again.
Release, 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 release. Release, 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 release,
Start to bring yourself back. Wiggle your
Release.
hands and toes.
Release. Release.
Open your eyes when you're ready. And as you're leaving this meditation, again, I want you to think of what's the thing that you're moving to, and just take a moment to set your intention. How do you want to feel moving into that activity? And do this throughout your week, you guys. Anytime you're transitioning or you need that break, remember to release tension and set intention. And you're gonna have a fantastic week. It's gonna feel good. Thanks, you guys.